chase. Anyway, so this is what I was thinking, because based on goddamn what happened at the Super Showdown, everyone was pissed about Bray losing to Goldberg. The whole point is, and they're like, oh my God, they're not building their characters, blah, 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 bullshit. But if you look at how they're trying to construct the card, they're literally constructing the card to build those people over the part-timers, so that way that they can have that new wave. Because you got to think about it. You got goddamn Roman's gonna beat goddamn Goldberg. And if you had Roman against goddamn Bray, they were gonna boo his ass out the building. So why wouldn't you give the belt to someone who they're gonna boo anyway because he's a fucking part-timer, and then he could just whoop his ass and that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Why give Goldberg the title in the fucking first place? He's 50, almost 60.
First of all, why'd they give the Fiend the title so goddamn fast?
See, I told you.
But that was like 6 months ago.
That's my point. Now. Like, but see, I say this, I say it because we thought about him getting it, but we never thought about the foresight of him losing it.
Right, I know.
And that's where
they were quick to go with the Fiend because they said, "Oh, he's over. We have a new star," and they didn't know what to do with him. Yeah, so they just shoved him into this open slot. Yeah.
But it was because the people were so pissed about it. I mean,
right? No, I'm just saying they didn't have any creative direction. That they just shoved him in a spot, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Let's get into it.
I know. I know. I fucked it. I know. I fucked up your programming, but this was gonna. You knew that this was gonna be the biggest thing, and I was just telling Jay. This is how I know that
what
Goldberg.
What was that?
Yeah, what the hell was that?
Somebody stepped on a duck.
Did it explode?
Must have been a dying duck. Anyways, this is what I was telling Jay beforehand. This is how I knew Goldberg got the reaction that they wanted. My mom does not watch wrestling, like at all. So she calls me to wish me a happy birthday, blah, blah, blah. The first thing she says when she calls me is, why the hell Goldberg out there still wrestling? So I'm sitting there like, well, damn, it got what they wanted, which is the casual people who know of Goldberg be like, wait a minute, this bitch is still out here? So that was like
Heyman's a big fan of him though.
I could say the same thing about Whoopi on The View.
Everybody hold on 1 second.
She doesn't.
Let James finish.
We are wrestling with WWE Super Showdown. Continue your thoughts.
I forgot now. It's all good.
Sorry about that.
Typical.
I was just responding.
But that's my point. Like it got the people. It got the people who didn't know, or it got the people who are casual, like to get their ears perked, and that's what I think that's what they were going for.
I mean, am I the only one who's disappointed the Undertaker didn't even acknowledge that trophy? That prestigious trophy.
Did you really think
you know what? He didn't have the trophy with him when I met him at the Fan Fest.
Yeah, did you really think they were going to do that right? No, it was just another fucking night.
Well, yeah, I mean...
That thing's never going to be seen in the light of day again, I guarantee you.
Kind of like the Undertaker.
Pretty much.
You know what? I saw him at Fan Fest. He didn't have the trophy, bro. So
of course WWE has that shit, man.
I mean, he only won it.
Motherfuckers.
I mean, he only won it yesterday. So unless you saw him between 24 hours ago,
well, any awards he gets, they're in WWE headquarters.
No, they're in that warehouse. Warehouse where they still got like microphones from WrestleMania 8.
Yeah, where Edge and Christian filmed most of the EATTCW ABCDEFG.
I got you.
Yeah, that part.
He's right the Kuwaiti Cup is right next to Mansoor, who gets put back in Carbonite for the show. For his next
It's
show.
not. It's not the Kuwaiti Cup. It's the Tuwake Cup.
I said that last night. I joked about that last night.
Tuwake. Think waking up, and then two of them. Tuwake.
Scooter,
Like
I
two
think you're
wakes.
Like the kid saying earthquake.
Scooter, I think you're the only one that actually cares. We're never going to be talking about this cup ever again.
All right, fine. When you guys out on the West Coast get bombed, and I'm staying here in New York, you can talk to me then.
I'm not on the shoreline.
It doesn't matter. They'll bomb the hell out of California regardless, and I'll be safe because I pronounce the country correctly.
I'll be more worried about Korea than I am about
if California gets hit, it's the Bay Area or LA is going down. Sacramento is going to be just fine.
Because nobody cares about Sacramento.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's got a point. Yeah.
So the main issues with this show that everybody had was that Undertaker won, Brock Lesnar won, Goldberg won.
I think the bigger thing people have a problem with is the fact that R-Truth won 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected, you know? I mean, he's R-Truth. You know what I mean? It's just a fun escape match.
I actually like his newest rap song.
And if you watch the 24 special, it's actually
it makes sense. Yeah, it totally makes sense.
But
I like this new rap song.
I love the fact that he friggin' won by accident. That is something that was only done. Actually, I think really one other time in like an active gimmick, and that was by my mentor, Mikey Whipwreck. Gotta drop that name, because he would always be so scared to go out there, and somehow he would always end up winning. You know, and that whole thing. But I mean, I love that. R-Truth was one of the most memorable parts of the show. And I'm sorry to say that when you can say that, you might have to take another look.
Yeah, I agree. He should have been pushed a long time ago, but
and it's not for the sake of, you know, backstage politics, because Vince McMahon loves him.
Yeah.
It's just that they don't see him as a champ.
Yeah, I was just going to say, not a main eventer. Yeah.
I would say he did the thing that Zack Ryder did in a sense, except it's okay now. Because Zack Ryder was the MC Hammer of this shit. He got vilified for making himself on damn social media.
That was in the era when it was against the rules to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was
04, 05, 06, yeah.
Yeah, that's my point. So he got to be like, you motherfuckers.
Then to 010, yeah. Or, yeah, 06 to 10, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be like, bitch!
But, you know, back to my point, all of the old guys won. And that was, like, the major problem. But I ask you guys this. These shows really don't coincide with, like, usually they don't coincide with what's going on in WWE. They're kind of like a live event that they record. If, you know, this show wasn't even recorded and you only, like, kind of heard about it on WWE TV, would you even really care?
Right. Yeah, no.
I mean, I'll put it this way. Usually these shows are done like when shit's already set in stone and you already kind of know the outcome. I mean, granted, we knew the outcome. However, I mean, this is the first time that it was a show in Saudi Arabia that actually kind of set up how the card is going to be, if that makes sense. Because people were complaining
after WrestleMania.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, this was the show that set that practically set up the card. Which, I mean, you can't get really mad at that, right? Like,
What about you, Scooter? What's your opinion?
I mean, the, honestly, nobody. I mean, a year ago, you probably wouldn't have thought there would have been a Saudi Arabia show right in the middle of the road to WrestleMania, and it's at a point where it seems like the WWE is trying to rush through their deal with Saudi Arabia. Now, where they actually have to have 10 years or a certain number of shows, I think there's a certain number of shows that overrules the 10-year maximum.
It's 2 shows a year they usually do.
And it just seems like they're trying to do as many Saudi Arabia shows as possible. Notice that where this all started in Australia, they haven't gone back.
Right.
That's
They haven't
weird.
gone back there.
But
they go to Saudi Arabia.
But they don't have a 10-year contract for billions of dollars with Australia.
But they are going to New Zealand,
to
so
the rest
hey.
of the world, and Saudi's not. Saudi can't. They're cut off from a lot of people, or a lot of countries in the world.
I mean, they are going to New Zealand. Let's give them that much. But I get your point.
Well, it kind of seems like, well, what?
New Zealand, real quick. New Zealand's like the Canada of Australia. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what I kind of feel is, well, like what, 3 years into the Saudi Arabia shows, it kind of feels like they don't know what to do with these shows to make them important. Like, we had Undertaker on the first one, then we had DX versus the Brothers of Destruction, and now it's kind of like, what do we do now type thing when it comes to these shows.
Yeah, they invent some sort of friggin' gimmick that doesn't mean a damn thing. You had the greatest Royal Rumble. You had the world's largest battle royal. You had the friggin' World Cup. You had the tag team World Cup. Yeah, and then you had the friggin' Twake Trophy Gauntlet.
That sounds like a word that Borat would say. Twake.
You should call it Kuwaiti, damn it.
Kuwait's a separate. Kuwait and Saudi Arabia are separate countries.
What? Because I said
they
Borat?
are.
I was making a joke.
I was talking to James.
Okay, make sure.
I just see the name and I say it. I pronounce it the way that I think it's spelled, and that's what I did.
So mama named him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
What are your thoughts on them running out of ideas, Kaliko?
I get everybody's point about that, but like I was saying, like this is the first time they actually used the show to set up a result to get to the card. So you got to give them they deserve some criticism for the shit that they pulled in Saudi Arabia, because in essence, it's not really a show. It's just more, hey, the prince got money. This is who I want, and they try to act. Right, they can't give him Atom Bomb, so they got to give him somebody else. But this is the first time that they actually tried to tie it into where the results actually have a consequence on this side of the world. And I give them a little bit of credit for that, a little bit, baby steps,
And I know that they probably have some heat with you. The New Day lost the tag team championships to Miz and Morrison.
Well, I can maybe put Kaliko's mind at ease because in just 8 days' time at Elimination Chamber, in the second announced Elimination Chamber match, Miz and Morrison will defend against the Usos, Heavy Machinery, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, Lucha House Party, and the New Day.
A 7-team?
6.
6, okay.
That's got to be a chamber match, no?
Yep, it's the second announced chamber match. There's going to be a third one.
Cool.
There's gonna be a third one?
Yep, and the one that Roman
Usually goes for the title, right? Yeah, Goldberg's usually, yeah. Brock ain't doing that shit. So.
No.
See, the thing, the idea I thought is that they were going to put Drew, Heyman was going to try to get Drew into the chamber, and then Lesnar was going to put himself in the chamber to try and eliminate Drew from getting his match. It would fit with the list of crap that Lesnar's done,
True.
And but the third chamber match is you got to have Roman earn his way to a title match, and it's gonna
If I was gonna say, they announced the women's elimination chamber, and it kind of seemed like the men kind of got pushed to the side because Brock ain't doing a chamber match, Goldberg ain't doing a chamber match. Drew's already the number one contender. So I was kind of thinking, were they actually going to do a men's elimination chamber this year?
I mean, they're doing it. It's just in the form of a tag team.
Yeah, but you have Roman, Daniel Bryan. Oh God, who else is left on the
men's side, especially SmackDown? It's so top heavy. It's not really like as top heavy as it used to be. It's a big ass drop off.
Sheamus, maybe.
Sheamus, yeah, Strowman. No, Nakamura and Strowman are competing in a 3-on-1 handicap match.
The other one's Cesaro.
He's in that match. Yes, they're
oh my God.
all in said match. Let's see, Reigns, Daniel Bryan.
Oh, this is an interesting.
King Corbin, Elias, possibly Sheamus and Jeff Hardy.
Oh, returning Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy is supposed to be on Backstage on Tuesday.
Oh, awesome.
So it looks like he could be.
He's back. Okay.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, because I think this is a really cool concept. What if Bray Wyatt, non-Fiend, enters the match? And then they but what they could do is Bray is fighting for the championship, and the Fiend will be wrestling John Cena type deal.
Oh, like a split personality type deal?
Yeah, they've established that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to pull it off at WrestleMania though.
Right. But I think that's a cool concept that maybe they should pull the trigger on maybe after WrestleMania.
If you work it right.
I mean,
I get what you're trying to say, like a Cactus Jack, Dude Love type shit.
Yeah. I mean, they've pulled off crazier things in the past, and a lot of the Fiend's shit has been really good. For the most part.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. He's my favorite superstar. Like, most of the rest of the WWE product has got me kind of out of it, as I've told you guys. Like, except for the Fiend. So, yeah.
And we would be remiss to not talk about the biggest match on the card. Mansoor defeating Dolph Ziggler.
Fuck Mansoor.
Why does Mansoor have heat with you, man?
He's a
I mean, 'cause he-
nobody, nothing that got given a huge win in that battle royal because he was frickin' from Saudi Arabia. Get out of here.
I'm just trying to get this straight. Everybody mad about Goldberg popping up, but yet Mansoor pops up
Yeah.
only twice, literally, and no one says a damn thing.
I did.
Hey,
Yeah, the
next
match
time
didn't matter. It didn't.
But I was madder when he won that damn battle royal back, like, ways back. That pissed me off.
I mean, the next time we see Mansoor in Saudi Arabia, I want to see it for a championship.
I don't care. He sucks.
I want to see Brock Lesnar versus Mansoor in Saudi Arabia.
He's one of those people I literally don't care what he does. That's how much I think he sucks.
And maybe Scooter could shed some light. Where is Bailey going after the Super Showdown?
Bailey is she's gonna go up against Naomi again in Elimination Chamber.
But explain to him what you told me about, yeah.
It's likely gonna be Bailey and Sasha.
He thinks Sasha's gonna turn, or who do you think's gonna turn, Sasha?
I
It
don't
would
know.
have to be.
That's the thing.
I don't know if they'll get anybody to turn.
A heel
Or what
versus
if
heel
they-
program? I don't think so.
They
Let
could
me
pull
ask
up
you
what they
this:
do.
do we see Bailey actually wrestling at WrestleMania? I mean, we already got Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I think
man.
they would because I think they could do it like a AJ. You remember when AJ Lee had to fight the whole women's division at 30? I feel like that's where it could be headed.
Maybe the Moolah, the women's battle royal, or I don't know if they do that.
No, it's gonna be Bailey and Sasha, Charlotte and Rhea and Becky and Shayna. It's gonna be the night of the four horsewomen.
Yeah, and that's so 2016, 2017 when that should have been done. That's such overkill in my opinion, but
One thing that was a part of the news that I didn't get to say. Tyson Fury beat Deontay Wilder last week.
yeah, it whooped his ass, dude. I saw that.
Yeah, and Fury wasn't terribly hurt after the match, and that really spread rumor that he might be coming back to WWE to do a show.
Of course, he's
No.
the biggest
No,
name.
it ain't gonna happen.
biggest
And
name, but
here's
I
why.
think he will. I think he will.
Here's why it's not gonna happen. Because Deontay Wilder already said he's gonna invoke his rematch clause. So
That's not gonna happen for at least a year or two, dude.
no, because they have to do it in 30 days. The
They're not
contract
gonna
for
do
that.
another boxing match in 30 days.
Yeah, they wouldn't do another. Yeah,
No.
Wait. He's saying
No,
he
no,
has
no,
to
let
invoke
me-
the clause.
Yes, exactly. He has 30 days to invoke the
Oh,
clause,
okay,
not
yeah.
literally fight.
I was
So
gonna say,
when
yeah,
he
they
invokes the
wouldn't
clause,
allow that.
right? So when he invokes the clause, that's when shit's gonna be locked up for him, where he's not gonna be able to do anything like,
Okay, well, we'll
on
see.
a physical level.
Can
That's
he
what I was
counter
saying.
though? Can he be like? Can he counter something? Can he be like, okay, but we'll do it this time and like not put him in a corner?
No, because that one, it was already set in the contract that the loser could put in the contract, put in the rematch clause, because right after right after the fight, Tyson Fury was wanting to fight Joshua, but Deontay already said he's going to put in the clause. So
Real quick, didn't they
they're pretty
fight
much stuck.
before? Didn't they fight before this?
Yeah, this was their rematch.
Yeah, this was the rematch
Right,
from
so
a draw.
Third fight? Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah, the first match was a draw.
But it was
This
okay.
one was.
Here's my point, though. It was a clean fucking. He beat the shit out of him. There was nothing weird about it. Like only time you should have rematches is if it was kind of close.
Yeah, but in boxing, it's not like they have a governing. It's not like the UFC where they have
Right.
a overseer, because the fighters can pretty much make the schedule or pick the opponents that they want. So the fact that they have they always have the rematch clause in any of these boxing matches anyway. So I mean, you kind of figured once he took the L, he was going to put in the rematch clause.
Regardless of if
Regardless of how,
wow,
yeah, he could have got
stupid.
he got whooped from the windows to the wall, but he could
Yeah.
he could put in his rematch clause.
There should be a stipulation to help you perform, dude. I don't know. Like
No,
you
it's
must
not
be
like,
do this, or get to this point. I think. Yeah.
yeah, I get it, but I mean, that's how boxing been working for years.
I know. I'm just saying. It's like people with the damn Constitution of the United States. Some people go, "Oh, you should never touch it," but the founders intended for it to be changed every 20 freaking years, but no one does shit. It's same with boxing. Yeah, they just sit on it and never make changes.
Yeah, I get it, but I just say like the rematch clause was already gonna get. Soon as soon as the fight was over, I was like, yeah, that rematch clause. Because
Wait.
and then it didn't help that one of his trainers threw in the towel, so he's basically of the mindset I could have came back and won.
Can I just say something?
But okay.
Yeah, go for it.
When did we become a boxing podcast?
No.
We're talking about Tyson Fury because he's, related to wrestling, unfortunately, or has been.
Well, what I was getting was that he might come back to do another match. And obviously we kind of swapped into the rules
Because
of
I
boxing.
asked about certain things, yeah.
I didn't say anything bad about it.
No, I didn't say anything about it. I just said, yeah, I asked a certain question. Yeah.
Right,
And
but obviously Wilder wants his rematch, but Fury wasn't supposed to do the match in Saudi Arabia originally when that was announced, and he kind of just said, "I want to do it, and I'm doing it."
True, but that was before there was a signed rematch with Wilder. Do you see what I'm saying? Because once they signed the fight, that's where, like, that's why I'm waiting on Wilder to put in the rematch clause. Because once he puts it in, it's a lock that they can't really do anything extensively physical, like fucking go to do a wrestling match type deal. So that's where I say it's not.
Okay.
So he could probably be there in a sense of where he's a celebrity type deal, but I don't see him getting mad physical.
Okay, I got it. All right. Anybody wants to put in the final thoughts on the Saudi Arabia's Super Showdown? You want to start, Scooter?
They need more shows in India.
There you go. Mitch
Here's
Mayhem.
my thought on that show. Here's my thought. It sucked.
So you're thinking out your ass as usual.
Oh, fuck you.
Zing!
It sucked.
Kaliko?
It wasn't as bad as people think it is. To me, it actually set up the card for WrestleMania.
Anytime Saudi Arabia,
it wasn't meaningless like the other ones. There's actually going to be fallout from what's happening in Saudi Arabia, which is hella rare.
Is a rarity. I'll give you that. You sound like you just stepped in poop. What's going on?
I'm not sure I agree with that. The fact that everything is moving on. There literally is no fallout.
I mean, in a sense, with and no, I'm talking about in a sense where I'm saying a fallout in a sense where now we see how the card is going to get built because we had this whole thing of what could happen. You see what I'm saying? Like that part, not like storyline wise, but
then they never follow through usually.
Right, I get everybody's point, but I was thinking more in the sense of like now we're seeing the WrestleMania card take form based on what happened in Saudi Arabia, unlike other shows where it was just a fart in the wind and no one really kind of cared. That's where I was getting at.
I don't think a lot of people cared about this show either. I think they're just becoming glorified house shows.
I mean,
But I mean, this.
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I think they've
Just my-
always been worldwide house shows.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, but
basically
I
everything
mean,
overseas.
nothing has made it. Honestly, I liked it. That gave it a little flavor. Honestly, in my opinion, when you take that away, it's just another show in a weird foreign land.
So it's like Canada.
Oh, yeah, hell no.
That SummerSlam this year
You don't
was
have
bizarre.
to worry about your. You have to worry about what you believe in to have your head be beheaded or something in Canada.
Hey, if you punch a moose in Canada, they will kill you.
But if you
No, they'll be like, I hope your hand is okay.
but if you fuck a moose, they'll give you a house and $1,000.
Oh, fuck you.
And
Where did that come from?
and
I said but if you fuck a moose, they'll give you a house and $1,000. That was in no way a personal attack on
No,
you.
I'm trying to figure, do they Canada? I don't know.
You think they actually fuck moose in Canada?
The money, you dumbass.
No, but seriously, I would get a letter and I would fuck that moose. I would rather fuck a moose. I would get a letter and I would fuck that moose.
Okay,
Nobody knows.
How did this turn into a fucking moose podcast?
only when all of us are on do we talk about mooses and coronavirus.
It's moose. It's moose. The plural of moose is moose.
Is moose. Tom Green fucked the moose.
Yeah, I know that. Oh, I love Tom Green's my fucking favorite, dude. I grew up on that shit.
And we should be surprised.
And now coming to the ring, Road Warrior Moose.
Daddy,
and
would you like some sausage?
Wait, of course you're forgetting about Moose.
Moose.
Yes, the actual moose.
Who I've
Daddy, would you like some sausages?
who I've actually done some work with. I filmed him recording some wrestling trivia for Hang Time, which unfortunately no longer exists.
Oh, I miss Hang Time.
Moose is a good guy. He surprisingly doesn't look much like a moose.
I have a joke there, but he'll beat me up.
But
I'm not gonna say it.
he's got real huge antlers.
Okay,
Former Falcon. I know that much.
when you said that you
A
would
lot of.
How can he go from being a falcon to being a moose? Transubstantiation.
Okay.
when you said that you would fuck a moose, what did you
No,
say?
I wouldn't actually fuck a moose. No,
Was it an actual moose or the wrestler moose? Because context is king here, pal.
well, I mean, if I had to choose between
He said
being
it.
here now and having to fuck moose, personally, I would rather be here and then fuck a moose. No, I don't know. Maybe if you bought me dinner.
And the second question is to that is, will your wife be okay with you fucking moose?
Ew, this got off track.
Where's Dr. Drew?
Yeah, this got off track quick.
Okay,
Yeah, it took a weird left turn.
All right.
Yeah. You mean where's Chris? You mean where's Chris Hansen?
And with
What?
No, never mind.
You want to talk about this taking a fucking weird turn?
You were talking about that shit? Wait, never mind.
Yeah, no, you bring up the host of a show about catching child predators.
First off, it's also an internet meme. The TCAP community.
No, it was originally a show on NBC.
Yeah,
Now we
and
are
there's a
wrestling
huge
with-
meme following on the internet. Yeah,
all right. Well,
I promise.
I think that concludes our coverage of
Moose
Super
fucking.
Showdown. And that too.